Hey guys, I'm the Unknown Shadow, and in this video I'm going to rank every Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer map from worst to best. Now this does not include Modern Warfare 2 maps or Gunfight maps. So, let's just get things out of the way. We're starting off, the worst map in this game is Quarry. I'm pretty sure a lot of us would probably agree with this statement. It's a very bland map. The map is also incredibly dull. It's incredibly forgettable, and it's incredibly boring. It's just a whole bunch of white rocks all over the place with a few buildings here or there. There's barely any color in it to, make things look different from each other. Everything just blends into each other in this map. It, it it's the fact that it's in daylight is the only thing that really saves this map from looking like it came out of a Zack Snyder movie. And it's for that exact reason why this map, Quarry, is at the bottom of my list. And the second worst movie on this list, I'm talking, Zack Snyder. Oh, Zack Snyder's ruined this video. Oh, for God's sake. Second worst multiplayer map in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for me is Rundown. It's incredibly rare, but whenever I find myself in a lobby and the two maps that I find in front of myself are Quarry and Rundown, more than likely I'll find myself leaving said lobby and just jumping onto Shipment or something. But if I had to choose between the two of them, I would pick Rundown because I can't stand Quarry. That's the main reason. I can barely withstand this map. This map, I think one of the main things that I've come across when I've made this video, the maps that I tend to dislike the most are the maps that have such large elevations differences. Like how this map's got that big hill. See, maps with big hills, just there's no point. There's not really any point. There's one map that I think does have the big hill that I'm like more or less alright with, but it's not this one. This map's it's too big. It's not Anya Palace big, but it's a bit too big for a 6v6. And I think that might be another one of the main problems with Modern Warfare 3. Up next is Rust. I don't like Rust. It annoys me. This map just fury. I get angry at this map. This is like the one map that I tend to get angry with. It's just there's something about it. And the main reason that it's not at the bottom of my list is because Quarry and Rundown are both there already, and I can't quite put this map below them. However, it is in the same tier of map. All three of these maps are all D tier. However, the next map that we're going to talk about is a C tier. So we're getting up in quality. So our first C tier map is Paris. The main reason that Paris is at the bottom of C tier is purely because when I went to record this video, I completely forgot that this map existed. And I went onto Google to figure out why I don't remember it. It came out in the same update as Tokyo. And Tokyo is a much better map visually than this map. This map is more or less just a bog standard Call of Duty map. It's you got your lane on the left, you got your lane on the right, you got your lane in the middle, and there's some sort of bridge in between the two. It's just a bog standard 3-lane map design, and it's all right. It's basic, but that's kind of the map's downfall. It is pretty basic. There's some nice little rooms that you can if you're in the map by yourself and you're just looking for little hints and nods and stuff. It's all right. It's a nice looking map. But it's not exactly a map that I would rush back to going to anytime soon. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's just there. Up next on this list is Invasion. And I want a question answered here. How do you really like the original Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer as much as you say you do? Because from what I'm aware, the majority of these maps are huge. And they should not be this huge for a 6 versus 6. And I never played the original Modern Warfare 2, so there's every possibility that back in those days it was a 9 versus 9 or something. But 6 versus 6, this is a bit much. It's a bit much, right? It's an incredibly long map. It takes, I don't know, Like, it takes probably about 30 seconds to a minute to get from one side of the map to the other. And that's from spawn to spawn, not the skinny way, I mean the long way. But even the skinny way is quite hefty. You know what I mean? Like, this map is chunky. This is a chunky map. I think it's too big. Up next on the list is Karachi. And you've probably noticed that I don't really like the original Modern Warfare 2 maps that were remastered for here. I think this one's okay. To be honest, I think this one's okay. It's definitely a C tier map. I think it's all right, but I once again, there's not really much that I can say about the map. You know, so I'm just gonna leave the review here. It's all right. It's okay. Doesn't really matter if you're old and grey. You know what I mean? Up next, Favela. Favela is Favela. It's yeah, no, Favela is it's not a long games in Favela seem to last a long time. You know what I mean? And I feel like I I don't know. I think that might just be the small map mosh pit brain rot that I have endured over the past year. But I did. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's a C tier map. It's definitely not a bad map at all. I do quite like all the different intricate little hallways, but the map. Every time I'm on this map, the map it feels as if a game on this map feels like it goes on for an hour. You know, you know what I'm trying to say. It's just very. I don't know what the word for it is, so I'm gonna make up a word for it. Skunkeldorf. The penultimate map on the C tier section of this list is Drive Through. It's not a pleasant map to look at, however, it's a hard theme map, so it gets the pass. I do like the carousel that moves in the middle. I do think more maps should move, like whether it be a cable car, like you see in Warzone or Rebirth Island, or if they just had a working lift. But that's a Battlefield thing. I don't know if Call of Duty is ready for that. However, this map is perfectly. It's a decent looking map for the aesthetic that it's trying to pull off, and I think it might be small map. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really remember. I don't remember if it's a small map or if it's just a bog standard map. But yeah, overall the map. It's alright, it's okay. Once again, doesn't matter if you're old and grey. And if you understand what TV show that I'm referencing, you're A, British, and B, somebody's mother. Let's just put it that way. Okay? Okay. Yeah, it's alright. And finally, to wrap up our C tiers, we have Checkpoint, which is a perfectly passable map. I feel like it's just kind of lowered down on the list because it's literally just a chunk off of Rebirth Island. That's literally all that they've done. Now, there is a map that's higher up on the list that is just a chunk taken off of Verdansk, but it works better as a multiplayer map. It's as if when they made Verdansk, they took a multiplayer map and put it in Verdansk instead of going to Rebirth Island and taking a chunk of Rebirth Island and making that a multiplayer map. They've gone back to front with the map that comes up later on. If you know what map I'm on about, you know what map I'm on about. It's pretty obvious which one it is, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is until it pops up later on in the video because I'm not going to spoil it. Am I? Now we're moving on to B tier maps, and our first B tier map is Subbase, which is relatively big. It is a bigger map. However, it doesn't feel too big. It feels like there's a lot more stuff that you can. It's more of an exploring map rather than just running aimlessly until you find somebody to shoot at. Which I kind of like that more in large maps. It's also snowing. I like snow. I do like snow. So yeah, it's got a plus for it. The fact because where I live, it doesn't snow. We rarely get snow. I've made frost angels, but not a snow angel. I do want to build a snowman at some point in my life, and like a proper one. So yeah, send me to Alaska. Let's have some fun, okay? Speaking of snow, up next is Incline, which is even snowier than the last one, which possibly might be what gets it more points. I'm just joking. I like the layout more of this one. I like that while there is a little bit of a hill, it's not, it's not huge. It's not really a huge hill. It's just, yeah, it's a couple of steps. But also, I do like the little indoor section where you can choose to go through a little cable car. Kind of wish that the cable car moved a little bit. It could, if you got stuck in the cable car, you just wait sent out of bounds to your death. That would be fun. I think that would be funny. But yeah, it's a solid map. And what may seem fairly, hypocritical of me, up next is Estate, which is one giant hill. However, this map gets a pass because this map is actually just really fun to play. Like, this is a good map. This is a really good map to play Search and Destroy on. If you haven't played Search and Destroy on this map yet, have you just bought the game? Seriously? Like, what? What? Huh? How have you not played Search and Destroy on this map? Yeah, or maybe you don't play Search and Destroy. It's to each their own. I've played a little bit of Search and Destroy, and this map is one of my favorites to play Search and Destroy on, actually. So, yeah, big ups to this map. Up next is a fun map if you're a pirate. It's Yard! That's the review. This is only here because I wanted to make that joke. Okay, see ya. Moving on to the next map. I'm kidding. I like this map. Okay, I like the comic book vibe to it. Give me a Call of Duty game with an art style any day of the week. I will be there day one. Right? If a Call of Duty game looked like a Spider-Verse movie and all of the characters moved at like 12 frames per second, well, maybe not 12, that might be a bit too much. 24 frames per second, right? I will be there, right? That just sounds awesome to me. I believe this next map comes from Vanguard. It's Grow House. I don't really remember the Vanguard version of it, even if it did come from Vanguard. It might be World War II that it came from. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it's one of the World War II games that it came from. I'm going to say Vanguard because I think Vanguard is the most recent one that they're most likely going to take a map from. So I'm going to say Vanguard. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I like this map. I like the upstairs, downstairs vibe to it all. And yeah, it's a solid map. There's not really much more I can say about it. I like Bull Burnham up in here. Yeah. Up next is the map that came before it alphabetically, Grime. And you've picked a really good name for this map. It's incredibly grimy. It is London. I've never been to London, so there's every possibility that London just looks like this. Now, review aside, look at the kill feed. Look at the kill feed. What's happening? Why is so many of the bots... No, it's bots. Why is so many bots killing themselves? How... is it? I've never seen this in my life. That's the... Map's fine. What the hell was that? What the hell was going on with the bots? Does anybody have an explanation as to what that was? Because I most certainly don't. Okay? Moving right along from whatever the hell that just was, the next map on this list is Afghan. The one with the plane that isn't set anywhere close to an airport. If it is an airport, it's a poorly designed airport. Right? This map has a big cliff rather than a big hill. So you can only go one direction, which is down. You might be able to go up. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've ever tried. So, yeah. Afghan is just Afghan. Whenever someone mentions Afghan as a Call of Duty map, you know exactly which map you're on for. It's fair. It's a decent map. B tier, obviously. But yeah. Up next, Tanked. Tanked is a really large map. In fact, I think it might be one of the largest maps in the game. I think Invasion and Rundown might have it beat, but that's just a theory, right? This bot is incredibly close to me. So I'm going to kill it. Thank you. I did not remember if I actually did kill it or not. But, yeah, it's kind of... if you can't tell, I've got maximum bots on, and it's a game of 3-for-all that only lasts a minute so that I didn't have to play for an entire game. But, yeah. That's all I did for these videos. And, yeah. Here we are on Tanked, and it's a large map. Yeah. But I like the map. It's nighttime. I like nighttime maps. Nighttime maps are always going to have a soft spot for me because I'm like my favorite map from Call of Duty Cold War was Miami. Right? Miami was a fantastic map. I thoroughly enjoyed that map, right? But this isn't about Cold War, this is about Modern Warfare 3, and here we find ourselves looking at tanked. So, yeah, we're going to move on to our next map now. The next map on this list of all of the different multiplayer maps in Cooper Lily Copper Petal 3 is Emergency, which is a song that was written by Hayley Williams of the band Paramore. But enough about Paramore, because I didn't really start listening to Paramore until after Laughter came out. We're here to talk about Modern Warfare 3, and in this map, it's relatively small. It's also relatively open. Like, you'd think that a map that is mostly indoors wouldn't be so open to just being long-shotted, but here you go. Here you are. This map is mostly corridors. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that I've got to say about Emergency. It's a good map. I like the map. It's got snow, which gives it some points. I don't know why snow gives maps points nowadays, but yeah, I like snow.
Get you baited!
Right, up next we have Skid Row. Not to be confused with Skid Grow, which is a Last of Us variant of a map that already looks like it came out of the Last of Us anyway. But I like this map because it's got a nice, different, cluster of indoor stuff and outdoor stuff. The outdoor stuff seems nice and open, whereas the indoor stuff is very, kind of, not claustrophobic, but very tight. I really like the upstairs hallway and the little tunnel that's on, the left-hand side of the map. I say it's on the left. It could be anywhere depending on what direction you're looking at it, but I say it's on the left because it's usually on the left of where you spawn. Okay, up next is Underpass. Underpass is a map that makes me feel wet when I play it. Not in that way, purely in the fact that it's raining, okay? It's raining in the map. The map is raining, and it kind of makes me feel like it's raining as well. It's a wet map. It's not like that. It isn't like that. It isn't. It's also a map that just confuses me geographically, because it's a big hill, but it also seems really flat, and it's weird to me. And there's the little bridge, little canal bit that you can walk through. It confuses me, but I like being confused in weird ways like this. Moving on, Vista or Vista or Vista. I don't know. I never learned how to pronounce it. I'm gonna say Vista, because the sound, hasta la vista, So I'm going to say Vista. And I like Vista because it's a really intriguing layout. I think whenever, I don't really watch that much of the CDL stuff, the Call of Duty League gameplays and that, ranked stuff. I don't really pay much attention to that, but when I do in this map zone, I feel like it's a much more intriguing game than when it's on Karachi or when it's on Invasion. I think this is definitely the better map for watching League play stuff on, and that's more or less why it's here. Coming up next is Get High, or as I like to call it, G3 to hit one Gha. This is a map that screams the 1980s to me. I love the 1980s. I love the vibe. I love the music. Everything's just chef's kiss, And this map just fits that vibe perfectly. I love the retro, the kind of blocky type thing. It feels like you're in it feels like the old Tron movie. Not like the new one, like the old one where everything's really, really retro. It feels like it's that kind of vibe, and I love it. I love it. This map's great. Up next is Departures. Departures is like the younger brother of one of the other maps on this list, Terminal, and this shows that it's trying to feel like it's the tough one of the family, but the big brother's obviously got much more guts and stomach than this one does. This map is good, however. I do like it. It's set in an airport. It is trying to be Terminal 2. Terminal didn't need a number 2. However, it went anyway. We got this, and you know what? It's not bad considering what could have been had, they not nailed the landing like they did with us. What I'm trying to say? Like, it's passable. It's good. It's B tier, and it's here. All right. Up next, you know it. You love it. It's High Rise. High Rise, classic. It's a classic map. It's just yeah. You know what you're getting into. High Rise is one of the more iconic maps on the list, and it's easy to see why. It is really, really simple to see why, and I really do like this map. It's a smaller map, I believe. Is this part of small map mosh pit? I've played small map mosh pit all the time, and I cannot remember if it is. I do believe that it is a part of small map mosh pit. It is definitely one of the better ones. It's vastly superior to Rust in every single way, shape, and form. It's not as frustrating, and it's a much cleaner map. This map is nice to look at, and there's also, I like the little movie posters here that are nice little hints to different ways that you play the game, where it's camping in the woods or it's double tap, war beast. I love all the different little hints and nods that those movie posters have, and I'm glad that they're there. So yeah, that's why this map's here. And here we are, the beginning of the A tier maps, and we have Bait. Bait just misses out on being a part of the top 10. But Bait is a great map. Like, it was really difficult making the latter half, like the good part of this list, rather than the bad part, because the bad part was easy. It's easy to tell what maps are bad, but trying to put which ones are going like right at the top is difficult. And yeah, Bait just sadly misses out, but it's an A tier map, right? We've started the A tiers. The map that came before us, High Rise, it's just a B, but this is an A. This is definitely an A to me. Starting our top 10 now, and we're starting our top 10 with 6-star. This map came out in season 3, and this map, it gave me what's that one map from Black Ops, right? Is it Raid? Ganza Raid? Something? I'm not really sure what the word that comes before Raid is, but it's Raid, right? Everyone knows it as Raid. It's the one with the swimming pool and the little. It reminds me of that. This feels like a spiritual successor to Raid, and the vibe. I like the vibe. This is, if I lived in this house, I would take it any day of the week. I don't think it's a house though. It's a massive skyscraper, but it's a nice view. It's like if you had the money, you would live in a place like this, and I would live in a place like this, but I don't have the money, hence I'm making Modern Warfare 3 videos on the internet. It goes to show you. But no, as a multiplayer map, this map is really good. I really like it. A tier, and it's number 10 on the list. Moving on to number 9, and number 9 is Terminal. And like I said earlier, Terminal is the better version of the two airport maps, purely because this map's just really fun to play. It's really fun, and it's nice. It's condensed, but it's large enough to be, take a while to get places, but it's small enough so it doesn't feel like, it's a huge map. But it's a great map. I really like it. It's fun. The vibes are immaculate. It's great, and the little plane, going through the plane is like one of the cooler parts of the map. And it's a good map. I like it. It's good. It's good. It's good. At number 8 on our list, it's Rio. The map that Duran Duran decided to sing a song about. It's weird that Duran Duran decided to make a song about a Call of Duty map, but here we are. It's a good map. It's really nice. The bit in the middle where it goes up the stairs and down the stairs, and there's everyone just chucking grenades at each other. That's a really good central point. When it comes to having a nice central point, this map's got one of the best centers. The middle of this map is really, really good, and and it's got the big thing. For a while, right? If they hadn't fixed the weird grenade thing, this would have been lower on the map, because there was a part where on the right hand side of the map, if you tried to throw a grenade over the little walkway, it would hit an invisible wall and bounce back at you. But they got rid of that, and the map's much better without it. What I'm trying to say, like, it's a better map when it's not buggy, but there's no bugs anymore. So wee-hee. Number 7, it's Scrapyard. Everyone loves Scrapyard. This is a great map. This is just a really good map. In my opinion, at least, it's a really good map. I thoroughly enjoy this map. You know, the little bits. One of the little things that kind of keeps it out of being an S tier map is, those campers that decide, you know what, I'm gonna go up these ladders and I'm gonna scope from there, and you're not gonna see me coming, but you're obviously gonna be seeing me coming because you're a bloody Nicki Minaj skin, right? Your hair is bright pink. Everyone knows where you are at all times. You're bioluminescent. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, the map is good. I like the map. A tier, obviously. And we're getting really close to S tiers. There is only 4 S tiers in this list. However, I think you'll know which S tiers they are. However, we're going to continue our A tiers with map number 6 on this list, which is Derail. Now, hold on a moment, I know that Derail is widely classified as a bad map. Hear me out. You're just not playing the game right. This is a map that I believe you need to change the way that you play. This is a map that most people say, oh, this map's shit, but it's not. It really isn't. This map is really, really good in my opinion. I think it's a map that it's definitely requires you to think differently when you play this map. You can't run out of the open because you get shot at by a sniper. But if you run out of the open, your likelihood of killing said sniper is also higher. You know what I mean? It's a good map. You need to think better, and I really like it. I really like the map. Number 5, our final A tier. It's Wasteland. This map is one of the best vibes, right? This is a map that I would happily play airsoft on. This is an airsoft map, and it's just, I love the color, like the golden brown color that's throughout this map is just ooh, I really like it. This is a great map. I thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy this map, and the little like underground section in the middle is just, yeah, no, this map's great. This map's great, and it's barely not an S tier. Barely isn't an S tier. In fact, you know what? Screw it. It is an S tier. This map's great. This map is great. Number 4 is Meat. Meat. I like the little pig icon. Look at the little pig there. Little Angus in the corner. He's nice. He's a little cute. He's a little cutie patootie, right? But the map itself, it's a great layout. Little indoorsy bits and outdoorsy bits. It's a fun map. It's a fun map, and that's what maps need to be. Maps need to be fun. If you're not having fun while playing on a map, there's no point in playing on the map. You want to have fun, and this is a fun map to play on. You've got little long ways and you got little intricate going sideways bits. It's just fun map. It's a great map. I thoroughly enjoy it. Number 3 is Stash House. Now, I will admit, when the map came out, this map was kind of annoying, but by the end of the game cycle, this map is one of the better ones. This map is really, really good. It's a great kill feed map, right? It's a good map to get kills on. It's really good for getting like really high numbers. It's good for getting like kill streaks on. It's just a good map, right? It's a great map. This map's fantastic. Really like it. It's good to get quad feeds. Yeah, it's good. Like, the amount of feeds that you get in this map is surprising, actually. But it's a small map, and it's just a square, and it's nice and flat, and yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. I like it. Where did that guy go? Coming up at number 2, it's Das House. We're moving to the house next door, and this map is so good for getting kills, right? This map is the home to my highest killed game. It's bang on 100 kills. I'm not good at the game, but I'll take 100 kills, right? And it took me a while to get 100 kills on this map, but it happened, and I think this map is really good. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself now, what is number 1? Okay, and let me stop you right there. Number 1 is not Shipment. Shipment is not on this list. Why? Because I said right at the very beginning of the video that there wasn't going to be any maps from Modern Warfare 2. The new Modern Warfare 2, not the old Modern Warfare 2, because basically this game launched with maps from the old Modern Warfare 2. But the new Modern Warfare 2, I wasn't including any of the maps, like Dome or the Breenberg Hotel, whatever it was called, the Crown Raceway. I wasn't including any of those maps, and Shipment was one of those maps. So what's number 1? I hear you asked. Well, It's burning up a quarter of a mile. It's Greece. Yeah, it had to be. It had to be this. If there's any map that this map is up against in the vote, it's losing. I will always vote for this map whenever it pops up. Yeah, it's this map is just so good. It's just that good. It's got swimming elements in it. It's it's this it's I have no words to describe how much I like this map. I can't describe why I like the map. I just know that this is my favorite map. This is my favorite map in the whole game, and yeah, it. That's it. That's the video.